Every year in the NFL, it's a new team. As far as goals go, we have one. Putting a f***ing ring on our finger.
Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer Podcast. This is Ralph Phillips.
I'm Molly Bay.
Today is January 24th, 2020, better known as Morning Monday with a U. Morning. Sad situation. Down in the dumps. Molly woke up, didn't want to get out of bed. She was depressed.
I was depressed. I was fine yesterday. I was okay. I was just kind of like, yeah, this sucks. And then I woke up and I was like, oh, this feels like shit.
This was Molly's first playoff loss.
It was indeed.
How about that? I haven't experienced one since, 2008? Yeah, we had 20 games last year, won them all the way through the playoffs. Got 19 games this year.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. You know, I know everybody's hurt. That one hurt. This hurt. It was painful. Could have been worse, though. I'm going to say what my mom always says. Could have been worse. It definitely could have been worse, and it looked like it was going to be worse.
Yeah, like the score could have been worse, but like you don't get a participation trophy for only losing by 3 points.
Nope. But I'm going to tell you what, I am so proud of this team, man. They balled out. Are you not entertained?
I know.
Are you not entertained?
That
was
so
that
crazy.
Clip from Gladiators.
And, well, Ralph, you were so depressed until, like, it was like the fourth quarter.
I can tell you exactly when, if you want me to.
Oh, okay.
I wrote it down.
Here's when my mood changed.
I was depressed going into this game because, for a week, I've been just like, I don't think we're going to win this.
And everyone can feel it. You had some Debbie Downer energy. Everyone on our preview podcast commented and they were like, Ralph, where's the energy? You were freaking everybody out. You really sucked the air out of the room, and I'm blaming this all on you.
Wait, is that what they said? Yeah, we did get a lot of comments about.
Yeah, like Ralph, you had people worried.
And
for good reason.
I was kind of for a reason,
but you put that negative energy out in the universe,
right? Yes, so I'll take partial blame for it, man.
I'm just gonna say, during the game never lost the faith.
You kept me going. I'm not gonna lie.
I was like, every play, I was like, okay, we're gonna get a turnover. Boom, turnover happened. You're welcome. Molly was on it. Ralph was dragging us down.
It was 3 minutes and 2 seconds left in the third quarter. That's when I started feeling a little better. Now, I normally ever sit down, especially when I'm watching football. And before the game started, when the game started, I sat down. And Molly was like, what are you doing? Get up, stand up. And I just felt,
just had a premonition.
Yes. Well, I don't know if it's a premonition, but yes, I felt not too good about this. And I haven't felt that way in a long time. But, I got to hand it to these guys. They balled out. Now, we said when we were down, 27-3, and they started creeping back, I said, this is either going to be the best game we've ever seen, or it's going to be the biggest heartbreak we've ever had. And I'm going to have to go with the second one. Although, damn good game, man. I mean, that was entertaining. It was better. We go to Busch Gardens all the time, right? We have season passes and all that good stuff. Love riding the roller coasters. I do anyhow. Molly doesn't. This was the best roller coaster ride I've ever been on. I mean, it was. Yeah. Not just from quarter to quarter, but from drive to drive. And not just from drive to drive, from play to play. And then not even that. During plays. There were certain plays where it was you were up and then down and then up again and then down, or you were down and then up and then down, all in one play. That happened numerous times. It was incredible. I can't remember. Maybe the 1999 NFC Championship with the Rams is the last time I felt this way. Where it was just like, damn good football, man, but it sucks we lost.
Yeah.
It
was a really good football experience.
Very good.
I mean, all the games were incredible.
Yeah.
This week.
All the underdogs lost or won except for the Bills. And they were all close games. The Bills, they went into overtime, and the other 3 games ended on field goals last second.
Yeah. You know, we started in too much of a hole. By the time we really got going, we were already digging it. We had to dig out of a hole. And so I think if we had started faster, it would have been a different game.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, it all came down to the last few seconds.
I know.
You know,
Lenny could have taken a knee instead of running it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, that was the first thing me and you said. We were like, oh, yes. And then we went, crap, we left too much time on the clock.
There was too much time.
Yeah, so they just got to get in field goal range.
I know.
And then it was
Boom.
kind of a disaster there from there.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say a few things here, and they're gonna be controversial, and I'm not gonna be able to get everything in. I know, because we're kind of all over the place. There was so much in this game. I mean, just so much. But I'm gonna say a few things. They're gonna be controversial, I'm sure, especially with Bucs fans, but especially with un-Buc fans. We were the better team. The NFL got robbed. They got robbed. The fans got robbed. The better team did not advance. The refs, they refed. It was a horrible, horrible, horrible ref game. Absolutely atrocious. Now,
like from the beginning, almost immediately, that Sue personal foul or the unsportsmanlike conduct that he got.
Taunting. It was taunting.
After Stafford kicked him.
Yeah. Yeah, that started it off, it seemed.
And it put, to me, it felt like it put everyone in a real bad mood. It put me in a bad mood. Because it was blatant.
Yeah, he tried to kick him in the nuts.
With
his cleats.
You could see
He got him in the groin.
Yeah. And Sue let him know. And, you know, Sean Hockley, I mean, he's worse than his dad, I think.
Yeah. Well, we had talked about it last week, and we got to talking about Sean Hockley, and I forgot to mention that he was reffing the game until after the podcast was over. I was like, oh, I forgot to mention that he was the one reffing the game. And Pat McAfee, we were talking about that, how Hockley has got an ego. He likes to get on camera. He likes to, you know, be the deciding factor. And it seemed like when Brady cussed him out, he was like, oh, screw you. I'm going to throw this game for the Rams.
And afterwards, they asked Hockley about that call, and he said, Brady got aggressive with me and said mean things, basically, was his point.
Right. I'm going to get into the ref stuff here in a minute, but to touch on that, I want to know, we've talked about this on the podcast a lot of times about judicial, any type of judicial stuff. It has to be transparent. It has to be transparent. I want to know exactly what Brady said, or at least a good summation of it, a paraphrasing of it, because I want to know what you can say to these refs. And I want to know how much of a bunch of wussies they are. You know, I mean, I have seen coaches spit and scream at refs on the sidelines and call them all sorts of names.
And not get called for anything.
Yeah, but
they get pushed back.
I want to know what it was. I mean, what was it that Brady said that caused that? I want to know. I think we deserve it as fans. You can't just have a ref go, I'm going to throw a flag because I didn't like what you said, and for everybody not to know what he said.
Well, I will say this. Tom Brady has been known to make people lose their tempers. Yeah. So he apparently has a mouth. I can think of Tyrann Mathieu or right offhand, but there's been quite a few where he gets under their skin. So this time it was just one of the zebras. And,
you know, it wasn't so much that Brady got the penalty, but he got hit in the face with a helmet. He had a bloody lip. You can see it. Now, I mean, it wasn't like completely blatant. The guy's head kind of slid up and then.
But it hit his face mask.
Right. I mean, Brady had a point. He's look at me. I've got a bloody lip from getting hit in the face with a dude's helmet. That is a penalty.
I mean, it's not like the penalty was not egregious, but the letter of the law says any contact to the quarterback's helmet is a penalty, correct?
Yes.
And the face mask is part of the helmet, correct?
Head and neck area.
Yeah.
Head and neck area.
So it can be the neck.
Yeah.
So to me, I think that the refs messed up the call and they knew in that moment that they messed it up. Instead of fixing it, they flagged Brady.
Yeah.
I think it was projection.
Yeah, we'll get into the ref stuff here in a minute, but you're gonna want to listen to it. I got some good stuff for it, and you're definitely gonna want to watch all 22 because I'm going to town on these idiots. I slipped up there with some inappropriate language. This is a kid-friendly show, except when Molly speaks. She cusses a lot. I do want to say this. Let's get this out here. This is an awesome team. Now, no matter all the stuff that happened, the bad refereeing, we shot ourselves in the foot all over the place. We tied that game up. It was 27-27 with 43 seconds left at the end. I mean that's incredible. That was incredible. Incredible. Once we stopped, screwing around, we overcame the adversity and just it was beautiful. It was awesome. Now we got to remember this is entertainment. This is, unless you're gambling, which I know a lot of you are. This is entertainment. This is fun. It's fun. And if you were not entertained by that game, you're doing something wrong. Not only that, but yes, it's great. We want to get a Super Bowl ring, but we got 2 extra games out of the season. That's what the playoffs are about. Getting those extra games, man. We got bonus. Got the bonus plan. We got 2 extra games. You can't be too upset about this. Like I said, it was just. It was insane. It was insane. It was probably one of the most awesome football games I've ever seen. Just the back and forth emotions, the roller coaster. And I've got to hand it to the fans. The fans in the stands they did great, man.
They were insane.
Y'all caused a fumble. Y'all caused a fumble when we needed a turnover. The center hiked the ball before dude was ready.
Yeah, he wasn't even looking.
He wasn't even looking, and it went right by his head. And that was because of the fans. Mm-hmm. I mean, that stadium was rocking.
I know, it was so loud. And
the cameras were shaking.
Yeah, and there were other times where Matt Stafford, they had to burn a timeout one point. Yes. Because he couldn't hear anything. So
fans did your job, man. That was.
I know, and it's been I've never seen Raymond James like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, when we got that first turnover, I think it was, that stadium just erupted, man. I mean, it was, I wrote it down. I said, it was like, boom, stadium is loud. Let me see. On that snap. Yeah. That was a snap. Man, and it was great. And it's one of the reasons why we started this podcast. We wanted to increase the fan base size. We wanted to get, Buccaneers fandom out there. We wanted, more educated fans that aren't, because if you listen to the media, you're going to be misinformed about what's happening, and you're going to be distracted and paying attention to stuff about how the players feel instead of what's happening on the field. We don't care about that. And we want to increase the fan base. I mean, I've converted quite a few people in my lifetime to, it sounds like a religion, when you're a Christian, you evangelicized. I evangelicized Buccaneers.
I converted for you.
Yeah, see, there you go. And it helps because we wanted to do what we could do to help the team win. That's our job. That's how we feel. And I'm very, very proud of the fans. Very proud of the fans. And how many new fans did we get from that game last night? A lot. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you we got a lot of fans because people were like, wow, that was awesome. That was awesome. So that's the good stuff. Now some of the bad stuff.
Okay.
As you hear in the beginning intro to our podcast, every year is a new team. Next year, probably 20 to 30% of this team is going to be gone, I would assume. Now, we said this last year, ended up getting everybody back. Mm-hmm. They might do it again. Don't know. Of course, the media, like a bunch of idiots that they are, before the game even started, they were talking about, is Tom Brady going to retire? At the podium, at the press conference, they asked Bruce Arians, they asked Mike Evans, and they asked Tom Brady, are you going to retire? Are you going to retire? Like 5 times. It's just stupid. It's just dumb. But he might. You never know.
It never even occurred to me that was a possibility.
Yeah, me neither.
At all.
I thought if we won another Super Bowl, he might. Because he wants to go out on top. He's going to go out on top.
100%. Yeah. I agree. He's under contract next year, right?
Yes.
We're still paying him.
Yes, and Arians too.
And Arians.
And Arians said he's coming back.
Yeah, Arians is...
the media, they do this. You have a game like this that was hard, it was tough, you're tired, you're emotionally all over the place, and then they want to do stuff like that. They're like, are you going to retire? Is this your last game? How did you feel about, looking at your teammates and thinking this might be the last time? It's just stupid stuff.
They did the same thing to Aaron Rodgers this year and last year. Yeah. And remember last year, they made it, they drug that out the whole
the off-season, everything.
There was no story there.
Yeah. Wasted time. They wasted everybody's time about some speculation doo-doo crap. Mm-hmm. So they're asking him, and, these guys they're emotional at this time. And, you don't make decisions like that. When you're emotional, you just and Brady was just like, man, I'm not even thinking about that. I'll worry about that in the offseason. Mm-hmm. They just wouldn't let it go. They won't let it go. They're still talking about it on the NFL Network and ESPN. They're like, it's Tom Brady. Tom Brady's non-committal. That's what they keep saying. It's like, what?
Well, they're
stupid.
This is their slow season. All they have, so now they have the championships. Mm-hmm. And then the Super Bowl. So 3 more games we've got. So they got to fill airtime. They're going to have a lot of airtime to fill in the next few months.
Yes. Now, in saying that, the team is going to be different next year, I think that might be a good thing. Yeah. Yes. I think this year, there's a thing, I cannot remember what it's called. It's a psychological thing. But when you work as a team, you put forth less effort than when you're individual. And with this team, I feel like we had way too much star power, and everybody kind of felt like, well, if I don't get the job done, then this guy will. And I saw that all year on game film. I'm just like, man, they're not playing as hard this year as they did last year. And I think it's because they felt like, there were enough good players on the team that even if they screwed up or they didn't do 100%, that somebody else would fill in the gap. Mm-hmm. So it might be good to churn it up a little bit and get some new people in here that.
Yeah, and you got to figure too.
They have to prove themselves.
We didn't upgrade. We didn't upgrade anywhere. And so that's not really. I think we were so deep at so many different positions that it was okay. But there were probably some places we could have invested that would have helped us this season. Especially when we had a lot of injuries all over the place.
Yes.
I'm going to read through. I have our free agent list up. Do we want to talk
No, I don't want to get into that just yet.
All right.
We've got podcasts coming up throughout the...
Okay. Well,
I was going to, But there's just way too much stuff to talk about about this game, and we haven't even got to it yet.
I know, and I'm gonna have a panic attack actually looking at this list. So.
I know. There's some great people on that list.
No.
Yeah.
Oh crap. Okay. So.
All right. Now here you're going to hear a lot of stuff about the game, the last play, Todd Bowles' call, the refs. That's coming from me. The Antonio Brown wasn't out there. Our defense secondary just couldn't stop people. Whatever. You're going to hear all kinds of stuff. But I'm still sticking to exactly what I said we needed to do to win, and that was punch them in the mouth, and we didn't. Mm-hmm. That, to me, was the difference in the game. They beat the crap out of us. I mean, literally.
They made our quarterback bleed.
Exactly.
Like, on the first drive? Was it the first drive, second drive? I can't remember. Early.
Yeah, it was in the first quarter. They were beating the crap out of us. Now, they're a shifty team, kind of like the Saints in that aspect, where I don't even want to call it playing dirty, but they'll poke you in the eye at the bottom of the pile, and you saw it in this game all over the place. I mean, they called like the Evans getting hit in the head in the catch. Jalen Darden got hit in the head in a return, and he was taken out of the game. Mm-hmm. They didn't call a flag on that. I think it was
Matt Stafford kicking Sue in the nuts.
Kicking Sue. Yes. I saw, I want to say it was Giovanni Bernard. I'm not sure on who it was on the ground, and a player came over, foreheaded him in the helmet, grabbed his head, and ripped his helmet off. And, that wasn't called. But, I mean, it was stuff like that all through this game. If you watch them when they tackle, they tackle high and they hit you hard. They hit you in the gut. They hit you in the head. Mm-hmm. They're trying to, make you regret having the ball. Our guys, we do all this ankle tackling, and I hate it. And we had like 5 missed tackles because of that. And those guys are trying to make you regret having the ball. We're just trying to get you down. To me, I think that was the difference in the game. They just punched us in the mouth. We had 5 guys go out on injuries during this game. We had Cameron Brate was our slot receiver at the end of the game because we had no more receivers left. Let me see. Carlton Davis got injured. Levante David had to sit out. Nacho got injured. Tyler Johnson was taken out of the game, and Jalen Darden was taken out of the game. You know how many players on their team got injured?
None. That's the difference in the game to me. And as you can see, it was a very close game. Mm-hmm. We could have won that, and we should have won that. And I think if we would have been a little bit more physical, we would have. But the bigger than that, as far as this game is concerned, why we lost. I think that us being physical would have won us the game. But, man, did we shoot ourselves in the foot. Mm-hmm. We had so many unforced errors. I sat here and I wrote a list, and I haven't even done the all 22 yet. And, I mean, this is just kind of shocking, actually. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 unforced errors on our part. They've got 4, and they all happened in the fourth quarter. You can't win like that. Can I tell you, I was keeping a list too, but my list was game-changing plays.
Okay.
I'm a glass half full over here. You, glass half empty. Actually, some of these are bad plays on our part, but
yeah.
Just kind of the roller coasters of the tops and the bottoms, peaks and the valleys.
Yes. But I mean, that's what I say. You got to hand it to this team, because even with that's why I say the better team did not win this game. We were the better team with 12 unforced errors, with the refs calling against us, with them playing smash mouth, punch you in the face football. We still tied it up with 43 seconds left.
They almost lost that game.
Yeah.
Woo.
They should have lost the game.
Yeah.
But anyhow, here are some of the unforced errors. Pinion kicks it out of bounds in the first quarter with 37 seconds left in the first quarter. Now, that one there, I'm going to look at on all 22, as it did not look to me.
It didn't look like it to me either.
It went out of bounds, but it went out of bounds after it crossed the end zone line.
Mm-hmm.
About, what would you say, about 10 feet into the end zone? And it was maybe, 10 feet past probably 5 feet. 5 feet past the goal line and probably a foot onto the white out of bounds marker. So I don't see how, physically it would be possible for it to have crossed outside of the goal line there.
Yeah. Maybe when we see a different angle, it'll make more sense. But to me, I was like, what?
Right. And then he had another one. Mm-hmm. He had another one. It was in the second half. Third quarter, 3:06.
But that one, it hit inside like the one and then it bounced out.
Yeah, very strange.
So it was just a weird bounce to me. That one is not on him.
Right.
The other one potentially, but this one, no.
Okay, then you got the first quarter, 4:54, Sue's taunting penalty. Then you've got the second quarter, 14:28, total broken coverage on that 3rd and 20 touchdown. I think it was Edwards. I don't know what they were doing there. He took the guy in the middle instead of guy on the outside.
To me, they did not pay enough attention to Kupp. And we had talked about this in the preview. The dude just apparates. He's just in one place 1 second and then in a completely different place in another.
Yes.
It's a Harry Potter reference for all my Potterheads out
there. All you millennials. Then you had David with the unsportsmanship, what's it called? Unsportsmanship? Conduct. Unsportsmanship conduct for taking his helmet off.
Try it again.
Then you have Evans with the dropped pass. The second quarter, 13:34, right in his hands, dropped it. Would have been a first down, probably. Then you had Brady with the unsportsmanship conduct penalty.
Unsportsmanlike
conduct. Then you had Suckup missed a 47-yard field goal. Then you had Tyler Johnson dropped a pass on 3rd down, right in his hands.
He had two. He is the most infuriating person on our team. I get people that tweet at us all the time about him because he does this crap dropping 2 passes on crucial 3rd downs right on the line to gain.
Yes.
But then a play later, he'll make a 20-yard grab and you're like, that was incredible. So he's very hit or miss.
Then we had that big run back in the 3rd quarter that they did, 10:39. We ran into each other. 3 guys wiped each other out.
Was that Cam Gill up in there?
Yep. Cam Gill and Vaughn.
Tackled somebody.
And somebody else. Yeah. Well, Vaughn, I think it was Vaughn come flying in and he took out 2 guys.
Oh,
and it allowed the runner, I think he ended up, he ran it back to the Tampa Bay's 28. Then we had Pena with another kick out of bounds. That was a weird one. It landed. It was a great kick. It landed on the 1 and then bounced 5 yards out of bounds. Just bounced up in the air and went right out of bounds. It was very, very strange. And then SMB missed a tackle for first down in the 4th quarter. It would have been a tackle for a loss. 9:28. Now, I'm not listing all the missed tackles, all the dropped passes or stuff like that. I'm just the ones that were crucial. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we had all those mistakes, and they were all self-inflicted.
Mm-hmm.
And the Rams had 4. 1, the delay of game penalty in the 3rd quarter, the bad snap in the 4th quarter, missed field goal in the 4th quarter, and then defensive pass interference in the 4th quarter. So, they played clean football. We just shot ourselves in the foot. But still, we came back from that. That was incredible.
I know.
I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. It was amazing. I love this team. And I'm so sad that it's going to be a different team next year.
I know.
And if you listen to the press conference, every single one of the players got up there and said that. They said, I love this team. I love my teammates and the coaches. They're all kind of sad because they all knew. Well, they all said it too. Next year, some of these guys aren't going to be here, and it sucks.
Yeah. The nature of the business. I mean, it's a rare thing for all 22 guys to come back.
Yeah,
like we did last year.
It's only happened twice.
And, it's rare also to go to back-to-back Super Bowls. So to me, we had a real long shot making it this far. And, it's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
But we almost got there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, the NFL and the fans got robbed. We were the better team, man. Even though all that stuff, we still came back. Almost had it. Just imagine if we would have had half those screw-ups. Or if the refs would have just called one or two calls our way instead of... God, they were just infuriating me. And if we would have punched them in the mouth, I think that would have been the key to the game.
You saw the defense kind of start getting more physical. I thought towards the end of the game, Matt Stafford was getting a little flustered and antsy, and the crowd was really having a huge impact. And so to me, I felt like there was our opportunity, but it should have started much earlier. I mean, by that point, it was almost too late. I mean, not too late, obviously, because we came back, but it would have been a different game had we started earlier.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think if we would have punched them in the mouth coming out the gate, we would have dominated this game.
Even just one touchdown right before halftime. Yeah. It's just...
Or that field goal.
Anything.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
The only time I remember seeing anybody on our team do anything that was like punch in the mouth was Nacho punched one of the offensive linemen. He literally punched him in the mouth. The lineman, he played great. The lineman pulled him down and fell on top of him, and Nacho was trying to get the guy off, and the guy was kind of just laying there, so Nacho clocked him. Boom! Punched him right in the face.
Yes.
But that was the only thing I saw from our team. We have a habit. If you watch us tackle, like I said, we do this ankle tackling all the time. We go low a lot. But we also push people out of bounds. And if you watch them, they don't do that. You watch teams like Baltimore, San Francisco, Rams, these physical teams, they're going to clock you. They want to hit you. They want to make you not want that ball again. They're not going to push you out of bounds. They are going to hit you out of bounds. That happened in this game a couple of times. A few of them I was like, ooh, that looked like a late hit, but whatever. So we'll see when the all 22 comes out. I think I'm going to be an extremely mad person. Because that's when you can really see all the stuff.
The blatant.
Yeah. The holds. I saw a lot of holding that wasn't called. They had one holding call. I saw at least 6. At least. But what can you do? Our offensive line played like crap.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Donovan had a rough day.
Yeah. Nobody saw that coming. I didn't see it coming. Von Miller, I thought, Donnie will be able to handle him. Well,
yeah.
Yeah. I figured he'd be rough, but the way Von Miller handles 53 from the Panthers, Burns, they're kind of similar. Von Miller now.
Oh, okay.
Donnie just dominates Burns. And so I figured, he'd do a pretty good job here. Maybe lose 1 or 2, but he was getting beat nonstop. And that's why I got to hand it to Brady. Brady played an excellent game considering.
Yeah.
He was getting beat up, man, bad. Mm-hmm. And this is going to, let's talk about the refs. Let's get into the refs here. Oh, God. The NFL's got to do something about these guys. They got to do something about this. I saw 3 times where Brady got hit late, or he was grabbed and thrown to the ground. One time, way after the whistle, the guy grabbed, I'm not sure who it was, grabbed Brady, spun him around, and then threw him to the ground. After he threw the pass. It was just like, what? Are they I don't know. There was the bloody lip incident.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, how do you not see that? Sorry.
And even if it wasn't egregious, the letter of the law says you call that.
You got to call it. Right. I've seen them call it when your pinky touches their helmet.
I know.
You gave Tom Brady a bloody lip. His lip was swollen after the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting there doing the press conference with a big old swollen lip. You had the bad call on, or the no call on Jalen Darden. You know, I think is in the concussion protocol now because he got clocked in the head. You had the bad call, no call on, I want to say it was Giovanni Bernard. I'm not sure who it was. You know, the guy clocked him in the head and then ripped his helmet off.
Mm-hmm.
All the holding, they had one holding call. The first
Mike
kickoff.
Evans?
Yeah, I'm saving that one for last.
Okay.
The first kickoff out of bounds. You know, I'm like, you know, maybe it was close, if anything. There's no way it was obvious. But, you know, they threw the flag against us. And then the big one, and this is the one that just infuriated me. And you know, it makes me want to write a letter to Goodell and just say, man, screw you guys. I don't know what you're doing out there, what you're teaching these guys. But Mike Evans got clocked in the head. And they called the penalty, but then said it happened after the play, and it was a fourth down. It was 4th and 17. And it happened after the play. So they said, Rams get the ball, and then we'll penalize them 15 yards. That is the most retarded, ignorant stuff I've ever heard in my life. I've never seen that before. That
doesn't even make sense.
It made no sense at all. It was, and it's not true. The whistle was blown after the guy clocked Evans in the head.
Mm-hmm.
What was their rationale for that?
And what's the defining, are we going to go, at the point where where's the end of the play? If they're going to go, it's a dead ball, at what point was it dead?
When the whistle blows.
Because it was still in the air when Evans got hit.
I think it had hit the ground. I think so. But it doesn't matter. The whistle hadn't blown yet. Right? Now here's to show you how stupid this call was. I've never heard of anything like that before. The guy was launching at Evans before the ball hit the ground. And so, you know, the action was going through. It'd be like you go to punch somebody in the face on the field, and as you're swinging, the whistle blows, and you connect after the whistle blows. So they go, oh, well, you know, it was after the play. So, you know, it's just like, what? No, it was but here's the thing. How many times have we seen this? I'll point one out in particular. Levante David got called in week 1 back in like 2012, 2013 for hitting Geno Davis out of bounds. Remember that one?
Geno
Smith. Yeah, the quarterback for the Jets back in the day. Broken jaw Geno. He hit him out of bounds, right? Got called, right?
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't after the play. They say you get hit out of bounds, right? Mm-hmm. Once you go out of bounds, end of the play, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it should be for the next play. But have you ever seen that happen before?
Mm-mm.
Where they go, oh yeah, he got hit out of bounds, but we're going to let's say it's a 4th down. He's running out of bounds. You hit the guy out of bounds. What are they going to do? They're going
to assess on the 4th down play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When have you ever seen him go, no, it's the other guy's ball because he stepped out of bounds, therefore the play was dead. So they get the ball. We're just assessed at 15 yards. Think about this. How many times have we seen this? Quarterback slides, bam, he gets hit in the head or gets hit. You know, they throw the flag, unnecessary roughness or whatever.
He's short of the first down.
He's short of the first
down.
I'm going to pull out as many of these examples as I can find, literally, and show it. Just how stupid this was. You know, I mean, as soon as that quarterback slides, as soon as he starts sliding, play's over. That's the rule. I mean,
Yes,
the
the
whistle
second
blows.
like his knee hits the ground, basically.
As soon as he
right?
starts sliding. No, they say as soon as he starts to slide, the ball is down right there where his feet are at. That's the end of the play. And then if he gets hit after that, is that after the play? No. Ain't nobody ever said that. I mean, it was just, and that cost us 6 minutes in the fourth quarter. They got the ball, they drove down the field, took 6 minutes off the clock, went to kick a field goal, and Matt Gay missed it.
And that would have been a touchdown for us because it was at like the 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were going to, nothing else. It was going to be a field goal.
Yeah.
But we were going to score a touchdown there. But I mean, yeah, the guy clocked Evans right in the head. It was targeting. It's not the first time they've done that.
Mm-mm.
Not to us team. They did it week 3 quite a few times. But they did it a couple times in this game. Just, it was the horror. They spotted the ball. Crazy sometimes
that Brate fourth down.
Yeah, the fourth down.
That was a first down. I mean, that was a first down. To me, there's no question. That was a first down.
Yeah, I don't know. And then even, after they reviewed it, they moved the ball up a little bit, but you're like, what are y'all, what is wrong with you guys? And it's just like that through the whole game. They were just bad, but it seemed like they were only bad in one direction. And I think Hockey League got pissed off at Brady. Well, it's obviously got pissed off at him.
Yeah.
Throw a flag on him, but and then he was like, we'll show you. So I think the NFL got robbed. We were the better team. I mean, do we really want to see the Rams go up against the 49ers?
Well, what if they want the buildup of another home Super Bowl win? What if the NFL,
Yeah.
I mean, that could be, I don't know. That could be a big draw, I guess. I don't want it to happen. Obviously, I want revenge, and I want the Rams to lose in embarrassing fashion next week to the 49ers at home. And then I want them to have to watch the 49ers win a Super Bowl in their stadium is what I want to happen.
That's awesome.
So, but I absolutely do not want to see the Rams win a Super Bowl in their home stadium because then I feel like it cheapens our Super Bowl in our home stadium. Like they're going to do it in back-to-back years. Had never been done before. We did it. And then all of a sudden everyone thinks that they're going to do it.
Yeah.
No, sir.
No, sir. That's our title.
Our thing. It's never going to happen again.
Yeah, with this game, man, I feel like I survived 6 car wrecks and won the lottery 3 times. or climbed Mount Everest 3 times. It's like it was just so insane.
Man, and we won the turnover battle.
Yeah, which surprised me that we didn't win the game because usually you win the turnover battle. You win the game.
The clipboard carrier said that's how you win the game.
Yeah.
The time in possession, though, we got trounced. We had almost 26 minutes. They had 34 minutes.
Oof.
Yeah. And
we started off, Molly can attest to this. We ran Fournette 3 times. I was ecstatic. I was like, oh my gosh. And he got, 26 yards in those 3 plays? Mm-hmm. And pretty much didn't use it in the rest of the game. He ended up with, 51? So he got 20. Yeah,
51 yards.
23 or 26 yards in the first 3 plays, and then the rest of the game, he got like 20 yards.
I know.
I mean, we ran him every now and then, but just wasn't. He had 13 attempts in this game. And again, we just got caught. We were behind. Brady had to throw a gazillion. What did he throw? 54 attempts, 54 passes. Mm-hmm. But hey, man, we were there. We should have won this game. Now, the last play, I was furious. I was mad. I was like, what in the world is Todd Bowles calling there? Man coverage 0? There was no help over top. You're going to call man coverage with no help, and you've got Winfield on Kupp, which I'd seen that a couple times during the game. We had Winfield down there playing slide. I'm like, what? How? Who? But then you find out after the game that they were supposed to blitz. They did blitz. One cornerback did blitz, but not everybody got it. I don't know if they couldn't hear because the Rams ran up and snapped the ball so quick that if you go back and watch, you don't see the beginning of the play. The camera guys didn't even catch it.
Oh.
Yeah. Huh. They ran up there and snapped the ball real quick. And so our defense was caught off guard. And some of the guys didn't know what they were supposed to do. Levante David says, the communication was, they weren't, they were supposed to blitz, but some guys didn't hear that. And Arian said the same thing. Said, it was a blitz call, but some of the guys didn't blitz. Which I think Levante David was one of them. I didn't see him blitz. So, yeah, it was just one of those fluke plays, man. It was just a fluke play. But really, it was the play before that had me going, what the,
Which one was that one?
It was like a 20-yard pass to the outside, I was just like, how in the world are we letting them get that? That's way too close to field goal range. All they need is another one of those and they're in. Yeah, it was a tough one, but it wasn't Bowles' fault. I wasn't happy with Bowles' defense in this game, some of the calls he made, but I rarely am. Just his defense is just not. I like it in some aspects, but a lot of aspects I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
But it wasn't his fault. No, I can't blame anybody for this game. I can.
Or you can blame everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you can blame anybody you want. Or
special teams, I thought, was a huge liability there, not just in the kickoff and the missed field goal, but then you had bad special teams play where we're not tackling the returner and they get big returns.
And we didn't do crap on return.
No. Yeah. So you pick your poison.
Yeah. You could blame some of the wide receivers for dropping the ball. You can blame the offensive line, of course, but again, banged up, going up against probably the best defensive line in the league. Josh Wells was playing with an injured thigh.
What? And then Leverett came in for a little bit and played at right tackle, which I think he was fine. Yeah. But then they put Josh Wells back out, and you were like, "Oh my God, why?" Yeah,
well, they all played bad. I saw Marpet getting thrown around. I saw actually Kappa did better than I expected. He was the one I was worried about, him and Josh Wells, but Donovan Smith, he had a hard time. And that was the key to it, that Brady kept getting. Brady can't see behind him, so he kept getting the ball knocked out or his arm hit and all that good stuff. You could say the secondary. You could say the defensive line. You could say linebacker. You could point fingers all over the place if you want, but when it comes down to it, we were in this game at the end, and that was a hell of a comeback that you could write a story and it wouldn't be as exciting as that. You can make a movie and you couldn't make it as exciting as that. That was better than fantasy. It was real life, baby. And we were right there, man. We were right there. Cool. I thought we had it. As soon as we tied it up, I was like, oh, we've got this. We've got this.
Heartbreaker.
Take it into overtime, win the coin toss, boom.
All the momentum was in our favor by that point.
Well, when it was I actually wrote this down because you said it. The momentum was crazy. We were getting turnovers and scoring and all that. And then Jalen Darden got hurt. Remember that? And it stopped.
Stopped the clock.
And it stopped, the medical team had to come out there and they went to commercial break and all that. And you were like, that's killing our momentum. And sure enough, when we came back, it was kind of a trudge. I saw that play as a real hurtful for us. But yeah, we had the momentum. And then who was it? It wasn't Fournette. I think it was Mike Evans. Said that he thought we were going to go for 2 at that last touchdown. Yeah. And I was saying that. I was like, if we score here, we need to go for 2. We need, because we got all this momentum. And it wouldn't have mattered. They ended up scoring a touchdown afterwards, or a field goal. And we did. We were on top of crap. We were just steamrolling them. And then bam, smack in the face. Hurt. Cooper Kupp. It was just like, oh man, that was so hurtful. It shouldn't have happened. So you could say, the last play, we just got kind of out-coached there because they ran up and snapped. We weren't expecting them to snap the ball that quick. Caught us off guard.
I know, we could have called a timeout or something.
Yeah. So I thought it was a wonderful game. It hurt the outcome of it, but I'll be damned if that wasn't entertaining. And when it comes down to it, that's what this is all about. Just be entertained. I know a lot of people are upset.
I thought
depressed.
the reaction's been pretty measured. I think a lot of people don't appreciate. Yeah, I mean, us Bucs fans have been through the ringer this last decade.
Yes.
I mean, we all remember the lows.
Yes.
It wasn't that long ago. We remember the lows. So, losing 2 games into the playoffs, I'll take that over being out of the playoffs by week 10 and looking for a new head coach by week 17 over, it's been a long road, guys.
2 things I saw that really, I was really kind of impressed by JPP. He did some really neat stuff out there.
It's because I was wearing his jersey.
Yeah, you were. He jumped off sides when the clock hit 0 and caused the refs to have to call delay of game on the Rams. Now that was really, really smart.
And why don't they do that more often?
I think we're going to start seeing it.
Yeah.
As soon, because there's usually a second or 2 before the refs will blow the whistle for a delay of game. But if the guy jumps off sides and heads towards the quarterback, and that's what JPP did, man, he ran. You could tell he knew what he was doing. Mm-hmm. They were going to have to call delay of game. They couldn't call off sides because the clock was dead.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised they didn't anyhow.
I know. That's what I expected.
And he recovered that fumble when it went over.
With a hand and a half. Dude got that fumble.
Yeah,
he ran. Of guys.
He ran straight forward. He was like, whoo.
This is what I love about our team is that they spot that shit and then they are on it immediately before the offense often even knows what's happening.
And then when, let me see, they spiked the ball. They ran up. This was the last offensive play of the game, right before they kicked the game-winning field goal. They ran up and they set to spike the ball. And if you watch, JPP gets up near the center, and when they snapped it, he thrust his hand underneath the center to put it to where the ball was going to spike so he could tip it back up. So he could keep it from hitting the ground. And it would have been a pass. Because that's what it is. It's an incomplete pass. Oh. And so I was like, whoa, that's awesome. Huh. And the ball did bounce funny, but it looked like it hit part of his hand because he's only got half a hand. If he had a full hand, it would have worked. But it bounced to the side. And I was like, oh, man, that is some high-level genius stuff there.
Interesting. Yeah. His press conference concerned me.
The quilt or him saying
Him saying he might retire next year. He's undecided if he'll retire.
Yeah, he said he'll know after his surgery.
Yeah, it depends on the surgery.
On
his shoulder. But
he come out there wearing a quilt jacket. That was the craziest thing of it. It looked like something your grandma would have on her couch.
Oh, let's talk about this because I did not know any of this. I don't know if the media covered it, if it was out there. JPP's grandma just died. Yes. And then Leonard Fournette's cousin died this week.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Yeah, so you're like, oh my gosh, 2 of these guys have had deaths in the family. Mm-hmm. And, what does that do to you? Yeah. Going into a playoff game? Like, that sucks.
Right. Well, JPP had the personal day last week, remember? And everybody was like,
oh, the whole week. Yeah, he was out the whole week.
Yeah, his grandmother had passed away.
Oh, I didn't know that that's what it was. And so I wonder, I don't know, I've been trying to stay off social media as much. And so I don't know if I'm just out of the loop or if no one reported it.
Nobody reported. You know why they don't report it? Because these guys don't do their damn job.
I know.
You know, I mean, that's one of the things that drives me crazy is, you know, a guy gets a personal day off and they go, okay, well, when you come back, let us know. You know what it is? They get the laziest people on the planet. How do you not know this stuff? That's your job. That's your job to report on what's going on with this team. And you can't find out some simple crap like that. You know, all you got to do is check the obituaries. God, these people are so stupid.
Or they're, a lot of them put it on social media.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I'm
Well.
like, I don't know if they didn't.
Well, it's their job to know this stuff.
I don't know.
That's what they get paid for. But they don't. You know what they do? They're asking them questions like, how do you feel? How many times did they ask them that? Well, what were you thinking when Matt Gay was lining up to kick the field goal? I think they asked every single one of the players after the game that question. You're like, what? What are you asking me what I'm thinking? What do you think I'm thinking? I think they all said that. They were like, I was hoping he wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Dumb questions. All that crap that goes on in this game, and they're asking them, what were you thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh. And you know what, Rick Stroud, screw you. Again, I'm going to say that every podcast. Screw you, Rick Stroud. I don't understand how you can be a fan of this team and be a fan of the media. How you can like these people. You know, we get negative ratings on iTunes and all that stuff because we talk bad about the media. There are fans of Jenna Lane and Rick Stroud that they will attack you because you say bad things about them. Those guys are not your friends, buddy. And they will torpedo this team any chance they get. They would do it with a smile on their face and be happy about it.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, there's an incentive for them to do it. I mean, look at all the attention that Rick Stroud got. I mean, he was on Pat McAfee. He went on the NFL Network.
Right.
It's good for their career. So.
Right. Yeah, they can report on, you know, you got a fake vaccine card, but they can't report on, this guy's out for a week because his grandmother died. You can't do that because somebody didn't come and tell you that that's what happened. You're not going to get off your butt and go find out. Yeah, whatever. Press conferences were pretty good. Jenna Lane was wearing a muzzle on her face, and every single person she asked questions to, they had to go, what? You couldn't hear her. She's like, you know, when you were going down, they were like, what?
Oh, but I heard the virtue signal from here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She was like, sorry to hear about that. Arians talking about, you know, this is going to be a different team next year. Yeah. And they all pretty much said that.
Mm-hmm.
They kept asking everybody about Brady retiring. That was so annoying. Arians, JPP, Evans, Fournette, Brady, Dean, and David all had press conferences immediately following the game. Evans, he's the one that said should have went for 2. Yeah, he said, I thought we were going to go for 2. We should have done it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah. JPP was wearing a giant quilt jacket. Fournette, his cousin, had killed 2 days before the game. Brady said they just made one more play than we did. And that's true. That's what it comes down to. One more play. Asked about the refs. He said, I'm not going to say anything because I will definitely get fined. Dean came out there wearing a teddy bear hoodie.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it says George V on it.
George the
Fifth. David had a jean jacket on with patches all over it. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I liked his jacket.
Yeah. But David said that all the defense did not get the call on the last play.
And whose job is that?
Devin White. I don't know. Just how the cookie crumbled, man. But I'll say this. I don't think they beat us. I think we beat ourselves, and the refs helped. Mm-hmm. And then, God, what a wonderful, beautiful comeback. Beautiful. I mean, I was like, wow, this is going to be the best game I've ever watched. Or the most painful. I don't think this one was as painful as the 1999 against the Rams in the NFC Championship. That one was hurt. That hurt. We played such a good game. And again, in that game, refs. That's why you got to go out there and just beat people up. So that take it out of the ref's hands.
Mm-hmm.
Take it out of the ref's hands. So, guys, that was a memorable. You're going to remember that game for the rest of your life. You know, all the games we played this season, even the Super Bowl. You probably remember this game more than you will the Super Bowl because it was just insane.
It's a great game. They had a ton of heart.
They really did. They never quit.
That's what somebody on Twitter said. They said they went out swinging.
Yes.
Went down swinging.
Went down swinging.
That's absolutely true. They sure did.
Yep.
Oh, I just have a couple of news bits.
Do it.
Tristan Wirfs has 2 torn ligaments in his ankle, including one off the bone, and so is going to need surgery.
Ow.
Yeah.
That sounds painful.
Yeah. And then Byron Leftwich is scheduled to have a second interview with the Jags on Tuesday. So again, to that point, we could be losing people this year. Byron Leftwich could be one of them.
I don't think it matters. Our offensive coordinator position is kind of just a intern position, I think.
Agree.
I would love to see Dirk Cutter and Tom Brady. I think, Dirk Cutter is a master offensive.
There's no
play
way.
caller.
If anyone could get him out of retirement.
Yeah.
Might be.
No, I don't think it'll happen, but
right. Yeah.
it just he can scheme wide receivers open better than anybody I've ever watched. And with Tom Brady at the helm,
it'd be amazing.
A couple times I did see open receivers and Tom Brady didn't throw to him in this game. But he was just getting harassed. He did not have time to survey the field really well.
No.
I think he did excellent considering, I can't talk great about this team enough. I really can't. The offensive line did not, but everybody knew they were going to have a hard time.
Yeah. Yeah. We were beat up anyway. And then you have this defensive line who's just very physical and a good defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
That pass rush is just ridiculous. As we saw.
Yeah, and Donovan Smith, he's had the best year of his career this year. That was probably the worst game he's had. Well, definitely the worst game he's had all year, but that's probably the worst game he's had a couple of years.
Yeah.
He just, he just couldn't handle it.
Sometimes you get beat. It just happens.
Yeah.
You lose some.
Well, he was doing great technique and he was getting his hands on Miller, but Miller he was just able to basically run at a 45-degree angle. And I've seen Barrett do that before. Now that's probably where Barrett got it from. But he would pivot around Smith at 45 degrees, and Smith got both hands on him. Mm-hmm. And Smith's thinking, okay, well, when he comes out of this angle, I'm going to just push him away, and he never came out of the angle. He would just
shoved him
keep
down,
spinning around. Yeah. I think looking back, I think Donnie would
do a lot of that differently.
Do a little bit,
different.
Yeah.
We signed 10 players to futures contracts today. So it's re-signed 10 of our 16 practice squad members. But those that we did not re-sign include John Brown, tight end Darren Fells, Ryan Griffin, quarterback, wide receiver John Hurst, tackle Brandon Walton, and Justin Watson. Did not re-sign them.
Justin Watson, I guess we'll never see him on the field again. He just kind of gave up this year, didn't he? He was hurt through the whole year.
The injury, I think. Yeah. And so they were just like,
There you go.
There we go.
All right. You got anything else left to say?
We will be back in the off season. What?
You're talking about me and you?
Yeah.
We're gonna be back in like a couple days.
Yeah.
As soon as I get
that's what I'm going with.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. We're still gonna have content coming out. So you'll have the final All 22 analysis. I'm sure we will talk about the rest of these playoffs and the Super Bowl. And then we'll have coverage. I guess I need to look at the NFL calendar and see when our free agency starts and all that kind of stuff. So it's on to a new league year. Almost.
Yes.
I guess at the end of the Super Bowl.
Yep. It's coming right around the corner. All right, guys. I know this was hard, but, I'm proud of everybody. He's not overreacting. Most people, even watching the press conferences, you could see these guys. They were proud of their performance. They were like, "Hey, we almost won this game, even though we shot ourselves in the foot 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
We still came back, could have had it." And they love these. They love each other, man. This team really, really likes each other. So we might get more guys back than we expect. Coaching staff. I think we're going to see some changes. Coaches going to other teams and all that, but who knows? The world is a strange place and unusual crap happens all the time. But fans, you did great at the stadium. That was amazing. Y'all helped. Almost won us the game just by the fans themselves. Ball zipped right by his, snapped and zipped right by his head. He had no idea.
His face.
It's like, what?
Yep.
So fans, pat yourself on the back.
It was a difference maker.
It was.
Y'all made plays.
Yep. A lot of things could have gone our way, but they didn't. Can't be upset about it. Just have to appreciate what we had, man. And what we're going to have. We're going to have a good team next year, too. I do hope Brady comes back. Of course. I think everybody does.
Never even consider the possibility that he would not be coming back.
You never know. Never know.
Yeah,
it'll be a while before we know. I can guarantee you that.
To me, he still had that hunger, though.
Yes.
He's got a drive I think I've never seen before. I don't know. He's got that. Like Peyton, you kind of knew.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
It was kind of obvious there. I don't
know.
And
I think he said he wanted to play till he was 45. He'll be 45. So we'll see. I hope he stays till he's 50. Playing with the Buccaneers.
If he can still play.
I mean, you saw that beating he took yesterday, and he's still out there slinging it.
I know.
Bloody
that was
lip.
So funny. They were talking in their Tommy and Gronky compilation where there was the question, Tom, what are you going to do when you retire? And Gronk said, oh, he's still going to do pliability.
Yeah.
Brady's like, yeah, of course. Pliability. So he's probably stretchier than any of us.
Yeah. Okay, that's good because he was getting bent like a pretzel on some of this. I'm really amazed at how good he played considering. Mm-hmm. He was just getting hit like every single snap.
Listen, it's probably just like one of his TB12 massages.
Right.
From what we hear.
Hey.
I mean, if he's used to the abuse in the recovery, it's probably about the same as a game.
Yeah. Man, okay.
Okay.
It sucks we're not going to Super Bowl. And I think the NFL got robbed, but, whatever.
Any given Sunday, baby.
Yeah. I get to see Cooper Kupp out there.
Ugh. No, let's see them get embarrassed by the 49ers at home. That's what I want. And this is the only reason I want this is because we have some asshole Rams fan up in our comments who apparently I said something to him in week 3. I don't know what I said.
He's coming back. He's circled that on his calendar.
Yes. He's like held this grudge all this time. And I'm like, I don't even know who you are or what I said to you. But
that 49ers Rams game is going to be interesting because the 49ers punched the Rams in the mouth.
For the last 3 years.
Right. I mean, it's a John Lynch team. They are. Yeah. They will punch you in the mouth the whole game.
And here's the thing is they are a sloppy team, but they also make you very sloppy.
Right. That's what they do. They play ugly football.
Green Bay. We saw that in Green Bay
on
Saturday. And you were like, I can't. They make you play at their level. They bring you down. You're wrestling with pigs, you get dirty.
That's right.
Is that the saying? So we'll see. I can't wait to see it, and I'm rooting for the 49ers.
Yep, me too. Although, you know, you want the team that beat you to win the Super Bowl, only so you could say, we got beat by the best.
No, I don't feel that way at all. I want a revenge.
I want revenge.
I want you to feel sad too. Like the 49ers haven't done anything to me, but the Rams most certainly did.
Misery loves company.
Exactly.
Yeah, we beat the 49ers on our path to the Super Bowl, the first time, 2002. Mm-hmm. They were, I think, our first victim in that.
Well,
if I recall correctly.
I'm rooting for them.
Yep. All right, let's get off here.
Okay.
Yes, keep an eye out for the All 22. I think we're going to see some very, very interesting stuff on there. We're definitely going to get some breakdowns on some of these big plays with Cooper Kupp. Find out exactly what happened there. But
I can't wait.
I'm going to point out all the stuff I can find where they, helmet hitting, punching, kicking after the play, stuff like that.
Make a compilation of those dirty Rams.
Dirty Rams. That
might have been what we talked about that drew that guy into our comments. I can't remember. I don't know. I have no idea. I never gave him a second thought until he showed back up. Anyway. All right, guys. Hopefully we made you feel a little bit better and, get out there and still proselytize for the Buccaneers, man. Wear your colors. Oh, Ralph's been rocking his gear all day today.
I put my gear on this morning.
He was trying to punch somebody. He wanted someone to say something. And then he was like, I'm going to take it out on you. But we didn't find anybody stupid enough. Yeah, I was like, somebody say something dumb. Come on. But, be proud. It could have been very bad. It was looking very bad. Yeah, for a long time. For the first 3 quarters, it was kind of, I was going to keep my head in the sand for the next 4 months. But no, we turned out we're just a damn good team, and we were the better team. Just shit didn't go our way. Next year, guys. Next year. It's always next year. Hopium. Bring it. All right. Is that it? That's it. I'm sure there's probably 20 things we didn't cover that I've got. Look at all these notes I've got here. All these notes. I know. There's no way I covered everything. But anyhow, till next time. Go Bucs.